Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is quietly buying crypto that could change their life. Not next year, not in the next decade, right now. And the strange part is, most people won't even notice what's happening until it's already too late. Because that's exactly how every crypto cycle works. In the early stages, almost nobody is paying attention. Prices move slowly. News coverage is quiet, and the majority of people assume that the opportunity has already passed. But history tells a very different story. Back in 2013, Bitcoin was trading under $100. In 2017, people thought they were late when it reached $1,000. In 2020, many believed the opportunity was gone when it hit $10,000. And yet today, millions of people wish they had bought during those moments. The uncomfortable truth is this: the next crypto millionaires are not the people buying when everyone is excited. They are the people buying while others are still skeptical. And if you look closely at the market today, the signs are starting to appear again. Institutional investors are quietly accumulating. Large funds are entering the market. Governments are slowly adapting to crypto regulation. Meanwhile, the average person is still distracted by daily news. Short-term market swings and the belief that crypto is just a speculative trend. But beneath the surface, something much bigger is forming. To understand why, we need to look at how wealth is usually created in emerging technologies. Every major technological shift creates a small group of people who recognize the opportunity early. Think about the internet in the 1990s. When companies like Amazon and Google first appeared, most people didn't understand what they were looking at. The internet seemed confusing, risky, even unnecessary, but those who saw the long-term potential built extraordinary wealth. Crypto is following a very similar pattern. At its core, cryptocurrency is not just about digital coins. It's about a completely new financial system, a system that operates without banks controlling transactions. A system that allows people anywhere in the world to transfer value instantly. A system where financial services can exist entirely on decentralized networks. This is why some of the smartest investors in the world are paying attention. Not because of short-term price movements, but because of the long-term transformation of global finance. Consider what's already happening. Bitcoin is increasingly being viewed as digital gold, a store of value that exists outside traditional financial systems. Ethereum is becoming the infrastructure for decentralized applications. And thousands of developers around the world are building new financial tools that operate without banks or intermediaries. In other words, crypto is not just an asset. It's an ecosystem, and ecosystems tend to grow exponentially. But here's where things get interesting. The people who become millionaires in crypto usually follow a very different strategy from the average investor. They are not chasing hype, they are not panic buying during market peaks. Instead, they do something much simpler and much harder. They accumulate early, they buy when the market feels uncertain. They hold through volatility, and most importantly, they understand that true wealth in crypto is created through patience. Take the previous bull markets as an example. Many people who became wealthy from Bitcoin didn't do anything extraordinary. They simply bought and held. Some bought at $500, some bought at $3,000. Some bought at $10,000. At the time, all of those prices felt high. But in hindsight, they were still early. This is why timing the exact bottom is rarely necessary. What matters more is recognizing when a long-term trend is forming. And many analysts believe that crypto adoption is still in its early stages. Less than 10% of the global population currently owns cryptocurrency. Compare that to the early days of the internet, when only a small fraction of people had access. As adoption increases, demand naturally follows. And in markets with limited supply, increasing demand tends to push prices higher over time. Bitcoin, for example, has a fixed supply of 21 million coins. No central bank can print more of it, no government can inflate it. This scarcity is one of the reasons many investors believe Bitcoin could become one of the most important financial assets of the next decade. But of course, crypto is not without risks. Markets can be extremely volatile. Prices can rise dramatically and fall just as quickly. Projects can fail. Regulations can change. Sentiment can shift overnight. That's why successful investors approach crypto with a long-term mindset rather than a short-term gambling mentality. They diversify, they research projects carefully, and they invest only what they can afford to hold through volatility. Because the biggest gains in crypto rarely happen overnight, they happen over years. And during those years, the market will test the patience of almost every investor. There will be moments when the news says crypto is dead. There will be crashes that scare people away, and there will be periods where the market moves sideways for months. But historically, those quiet periods have often been when the foundations for the next major bull run were being built. Which brings us back to the question that many people are asking right now. Are the next crypto millionaires already being made? If history is any guide, the answer might be yes. But the reality is that most people won't recognize the opportunity while it's happening. They will notice only after prices explode, after headlines start talking about overnight millionaires, after social media fills with stories of massive gains. By then, the early stage will already be over, and the cycle will repeat once again. So the real question isn't whether crypto will create new millionaires. It's whether people are willing to pay attention before everyone else does. Because in every financial revolution, the biggest rewards tend to go to those who arrive early. And right now, somewhere in the world, someone is quietly accumulating assets that could change their future forever. The only question is, will most people realize what's happening before the next wave begins? Or will they once again watch from the sidelines, wishing they had paid attention sooner? Because if history repeats itself, the next crypto millionaires are being made